Hi everybody, it's Ryan King bringing you your daily sports update here on KSJB. We'll start off with some North Dakota High School volleyball. The EDC and WDA volleyball matchups are going on right now. The Jamestown Blue Jays would get a win last night over Mandan 3-0. Fargo Davies also defeated West Fargo 3-2. Bismarck defeated Williston 3-0. Minot North got a win over Bismarck St. Mary's 3-2, and Fargo North defeated Fargo South 3-2. So a quick update on our North Dakota High School volleyball. Moving over to the NHL, the Minnesota Wild would also get a win at home last night, making it 2 in a row. They would win 3-2 over the Nashville Predators. Kirill Kaprizov and Marcus Johansson were the team's leading goal scorers, and Phillips Gustafson would get the win on 32 saves on 34 shot attempts. So with that second straight win, the Minnesota Wild are one game below 500 right now at 5-6-3, and they will travel to the Carolina Hurricanes tomorrow night. And another thing for you, college football fans, the first college football playoff rankings have been released. We'll go over the first four that get the first round bye, as well as the first round matchups that we could look forward to when it comes to playoff time. So your first round bye teams are Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Roll Tide, Alabama. So that is your first four teams that will have the bye. Now, one thing that was different from last year's rankings was it does not matter if you are a conference champion. The top four teams in the nation get them top four seeds. So right now we're seeing Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Alabama in those respective spots. Now let's go to the first round matchups that will be going on. And we already kind of have one surprise on here that I was at least surprised by. Memphis at Georgia. Very interesting here. Memphis, again, is not even ranked in the top 5 or in the top 25 right now, but they are one of the highest ranked non-Power 5 teams, and they said they want to give that opportunity to some of those teams, and Memphis was the one that was chosen this time. So Memphis and Georgia is one of the matchups. Oregon and Texas Tech. Now, Texas Tech is a team that's kind of came out of nowhere, but they're definitely playing like it right now, so they would take on Oregon. Virginia will be with Ole Miss, and then Notre Dame and BYU. And BYU is another team that I just haven't paid enough attention to, but I do believe that they are pretty impressive. So that is it. That is your first round matchups. Memphis and Georgia, Oregon and Texas Tech, Virginia and Ole Miss, and then Notre Dame and BYU. So your first college football playoff rankings. Some other things that went on yesterday. Anthony Edwards, Minnesota Timberwolves superstar. A couple weeks ago on October 26th, he would go out in the game against the Indiana Pacers with a hamstring injury. They said he was going to miss about 2 weeks, but after 1 week, they would have an evaluation. Well, that evaluation happened yesterday, and it was announced that Anthony Edwards is cleared to return to contact basketball activities, which means he can practice. So they already said that he is going to be out in tonight's game against the New York Knicks, but could be available in the next game after that. So Anthony Edwards, one of the superstars for the Timberwolves, could be back. And one thing I want to mention about the Timberwolves is this. Yes, they are missing Anthony Edwards right now, but the problem that I'm seeing with the Timberwolves already this season, we're about 7 games into it, is their defense. They have played some lower line teams so far in the NBA this season, and they have yet to give up less than 105 points in a game. So when you're playing higher ranked teams like Oklahoma City or Denver, or if you're going to play the New York Knicks, you got to be able to play some defense, because if you're allowing 105 points to the Charlotte Hornets, that tells me that's a red flag moving forward. So even if Anthony Edwards returns, is that going to make a big difference on the defensive side of the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll have to wait and find out. And finally, the NFL trade deadline was yesterday. Now, a Packer fan right here, I was with you Minnesota Viking fans on the fact of I think my team should have made a move yesterday, and I definitely think the Vikings should have made a move yesterday, and we did not see anything. All we got was crickets from both the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings yesterday. So that tells me that these guys are confident in what they already had on their rosters, and they're going to be moving with that going forward. We'll see if the Vikings can still go out and sign a free agent quarterback, a veteran backup that can just come in just in case something happens to J.J. McCarthy. But again, we heard nothing from the Minnesota Vikings or the Green Bay Packers yesterday at the NFL trade deadline. But when it comes to the NFL trade deadline, we got two mega blockbuster deals from the New York Jets yesterday. Starting off right before we started the Buffalo City Blitz at noon yesterday, Sauce Gardner, New York Jets cornerback, was traded to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 first-round draft picks as well as a wide receiver. And I think that was great, and like a lot of people said, Sauce Gardner went to bed one night at 1-7 and woke up at 7-2, so you got to think he's pretty happy about that. And for the Indianapolis Colts, a really good defense just got a whole lot better signing All-Pro and getting this All-Pro cornerback, Sauce Gardner. And the New York Jets were not done with that after that yesterday. They would also trade one of their star defensive linemen, Quinnen Williams, to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we had heard after the Monday Night Football game with the Cardinals and the Cowboys that Jerry Jones was going to be active at the trade deadline, and he sure was. He would go and sign and trade for Logan Wilson from the Cincinnati Bengals, and then he would make this huge move to get Quinnen Williams from the New York Jets. Quinnen Williams, one of the best defensive linemen on the interior in the NFL. So not only will they have him on one side, they will also get the player that they traded Micah Parsons for, Kenny Clark, right next to him. So that was definitely a big thing that Jerry Jones had emphasized when he traded Micah Parsons away. They wanted to stop the run. Well, you got two guys in the middle right now that are going to be able to stop the run. So we'll see if this actually helps the Dallas defense or not. I feel like it's just kind of putting a Band-Aid over a really, 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 really big wound. So NFL trade deadline yesterday, no moves for the Vikes, no moves for the Packers. This has been your KSJB Sports Update with Ryan King. Make sure if you want to find some more of our sports news, go visit our website, ksjbam.com, and also visit us on our brand new YouTube page to get all the news that you need to know.